Hey Leute, ihr seht, ich habe was in der Hand und zwar einen Karton von GAIM. GAIM ist ein neues Programm in virtueller Realität, das einem hilft, Schießen zu trainieren und zu lernen. Neben mir seht ihr Erik Gustavson from Sweden. And Erik spricht nur Englisch, only English.
Yeah.
And wir werden jetzt ein kleines Unboxing machen mit diesem Spiel, es dann installieren und dann auch ein kleines bisschen spielen. And Erik, you will explain what we have to do.
Yeah, so we will go through how to set up the hardware and how to connect it with the Oculus Quest 2 headset, which is currently the one that our system supports.
Okay, so first of all, we make an unboxing. That's inside. Here inside.
Here we have our dedicated rifle stock. So this has been purely developed for our application. So we have a weight in the stock to get a more realistic feel to it. And here we have the trigger, which is Bluetooth paired with the headset. And that pairing we will go through now in this video.
Okay. The next thing in the box is?
Instruction manual. And this one that comes in the box is in English, but on our website the same manual is available also in German.
Okay. And there's one more part?
Yeah. So we have the actual holder that we need to screw onto the stock. And this holder is where we attach the Oculus hand controller. Mm-hmm. So the Oculus hand controller provides our tracking of the rifle movements, and that's how we can get a very precise prediction of your shooting. We know how quickly you swing and where you release the shot and so on and so forth. Battery for the trigger and screws to fix the holder and a small screw tool.
Okay, and there's one more thing you need to have for the game. It's the Oculus Vr.
Exactly, Oculus Quest 2,
yeah.
A VR headset.
VR headset, yeah.
Which is typically available where you buy your home electronics or your game consoles. So this is full of other games or applications. You can use it to watch videos or whatever you'd like. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
Also um das nochmal an der Stelle kurz zu übersetzen, das ist eine handelsübliche virtuelle Realitätsbrille, VR-Brille. Quest 2 von Oculus mit Controllern gibt es eigentlich in jedem Elektrofachgeschäft so rum. Genau. So now we first need to
screw this on
the stock
and get the trigger out so that we can enter the battery. And then we will just pair this trigger with our Oculus headset so that we have the trigger set.
Okay, so let's do this.
Yeah, but that's the trigger out, and we then enter the battery. So first time you enter the battery you will have that flashing pattern. That flashing pattern indicates that the controller is available and ready to find a pairing. So you have the Oculus app.
Mm-hmm. So the Oculus app.
Yeah. And so we're connected to the headset. We do controller, new controller, connect gamepad, and now it's searching. And here it's important that the headset and the phone are on the same Wi-Fi. If it stops flashing, we just press it again so it keeps on transmitting.
Yeah, controller, there it is.
You get an error message, but it's actually connected now. So,
okay,
if we check the headset and click it a few times, and you will see that the headset reacts to you pressing the trigger. So then we attach that again here.
Also schraubt man jetzt einfach wieder die Abzugseinlage oder die Abzugseinheit wieder am Schaft fest, nachdem die Batterie eingesetzt ist und das Handy mit dem Schaft und das Handy mit der VR-Brille verbunden ist. Und ja, aus der App im Handy hat jetzt quasi die VR-Brille dann die Verbindung zum Schaft hergestellt.
Yeah. And all we need to do now is to attach the hand controller to the holder to make sure that we have the tracking of the barrel movement. So that's just attached like that. So now hardware is connected, and we want to download the game software onto our headset. So in our instruction manual you'll find a QR code to the actual software. So Gerold, if you scan that with your phone.
Ja. QR-Code-Scanner. Zack, im Browser öffnen. Okay.
And then download. You can also visit this link address on your PC, and you just need to make sure that you log in with the same Facebook account that you have on your headset, and then it downloads as well.
Yeah.
But the easiest way is probably to do it with the phone. Good, so we're ready.
We're ready.
We can test it.
Yeah, we can try.
So I'm now in the Oculus menu, and we're going to do some initial settings of the Oculus to have an optimal experience of the game system. So I go via settings, all settings, hands and controllers, and then in the bottom here I put the vibration of the hand controller down to the lowest. That way the rifle won't vibrate when I run the application. I go back, and then I turn the indicator for video capture off. So if we are casting to an external screen, or if we're capturing videos, we don't have to have that red dot in the upper right corner of the screen. So those are the settings I want to do. I then open all my apps. I will find my game app. I open it. And we're now in the main menu. We can see all the hunting scenarios that comes with the system. Here we also have some add-on scenarios. So the basic ones, the ones in the starting package, are boar, mallard, stag, bear, moose, and also Sim Pro. Sport shooting scenarios, IPSC, and time channel. Then we have hunting lane, hilly forest, the fallow deer scenario with grass meadow, and Sim Pro clay pigeons that are add-on scenarios. Before I start doing anything with the system, it's a good idea to set up your user profile. So create a user, add it, select that user. We enter the settings screen to set our weapon. So what we can see now is that the weapon is completely off when I take aim. So what I want to do is move. I can first of all reset the weapon setting so it's a bit closer to normal. But then I want to have a proper cheek contact, and then I move the whole weapon into the red dot. So there I have the red dot centered. I can do a few shoulderings, just making sure that it's centered. Feels good there. Then I do the same for all the weapon types. So move the weapon into the red dot. We can set the dominant eye. This is typically not needed, but it could be needed if you have real difficulties with one of the eyes. You can force the red dot being projected on your left screen in the headset, but typically this shouldn't be needed to be changed. We can change the red dot size in the sight, and we can move the sight if it's completely off as well. For the shotgun we have the option of having no sight as well, or the Aimpoint Micro S1. Before I go do any sort of hunting scenario, it's a good idea to start practicing in a more controlled environment. Our controlled practice environments are always named Sim Pro, so that's our trademark for any practice module that we have. If we start with the standard Sim Pro included in the starting package, we can see that we have the option of just practicing both rifle and shotgun. We can select what target we'd like to practice, so there's some static targets and there's also animal targets that we'll then find in hunting scenarios. So if we, for this example, choose boar, we can have slower ones. We can also select quicker ones, so we have a combination of the two. We set the distance we want the animals to come at, and we can also select the direction. And here we have one of the benefits with this being a VR simulator. We could actually even have animals approaching from behind us, which is typically otherwise hard to practice in a 2D simulator. We can also select how many animals we'd like. For a controlled practice session, typically one target is enough, but we can have more animals as well if we want to challenge ourselves. When we're ready with our selection, we do a play. First animal approaching. And now they will just continue to come until we stop the scenario. Here's a slower one. So the first one was the quicker, second one is slightly slower. When we've taken those two shots, or as many as we'd like, we can go to the menu. We can then go to the magnifier to analyze our shot afterwards. The red dot here being my barrel movement. So I find the target, I move through the target, and I release my shot. This was the slower animal, so we can see the blue circle being more or less where the bullet then hit the animal. If we aim at the animal and just hold the trigger, we can pull it towards us. This could be beneficial if we have an animal shot at an angle. We get an understanding of how the bullet actually cut through the body of the animal. The arrows on the top here shows my swing in relation to the animal. So it all depends on what technique we want to use and how we want to shoot. But it gives an indication if we have a very aggressive swing through the animal, or if we have a tendency to stop the swing just when we shoot. We can get that sort of visualized by those arrows. If we hit the landscape button, we can also see the replay where we see the rifle as a shadow. So this could be especially beneficial if we want to do a replay of our hunting scenario, because here we can then see if there were any animals around the target when we took the shot. And we can also get a very good idea of how we swing through the animal and how we swing after we've released the shot. So when we're happy with our analyze, we can just go back here as well if we want to do another selection or continue practicing. And when we feel ready for a hunt, we go back to the main menu. We have hunting scenarios. If we, for example, choose our hunting lane, we have here also hunting-like rules. So we can't shoot the sow before if it's followed by piglets. So we need to take the piglets before we take the sow, for example. Otherwise we'll get a deduction on the points. We need to make sure that we have proper backstop. Obviously, we need to take care of the dogs, so if there's any dogs nearby, we need to be cautious. we will have neighboring hunters on the stands beside us. So obviously we need to be careful and don't shoot into the forbidden zone. Also we have the beater line approaching from behind, which is why we will have red markings on the tree in the scenario. Here we can start the hunt. Just like normal, we have our neighbor. And here the animals will just continue to come, and we can't control the speed or what angles they come with. So this is a more hunting-like environment where we can practice what we've just done in the Sim Pro simulator. And that's pretty much the whole system in a nutshell. Here's the exit button, so if we exit, we're back into the Oculus menu.
Ja Leute, ihr seht, das macht richtig Spaß und ja, man soll dabei halt auch ein bisschen lernen und was genau, das würde ich jetzt Erik erklären. So Erik, what are the benefits for hunters to play this game?
Well, for us it's super accessible. You have it at home, so you don't need to travel to the shooting range. It saves you a lot of time. And then the fact that it's realistic when it comes to ballistic, anatomically correct hit zones. It gives you the opportunity to actually, you know, what you practice in this system corresponds to reality. So, and shooting on driven game or shooting with a shotgun, it requires a lot of muscle and eye coordination and muscle memory. And for that sort of mass training, this is a perfect tool. Then it will obviously only complement. You will still need to go to the shooting range, but I think it really increased the level of training that hunters get.
Okay, also es ist letzten Endes eine perfekte Schießsimulation, die letzten Endes einfach deutlich einfacher ist und jederzeit zu Hause gemacht werden kann. Sie berechnet, anders als es in den meisten Schießkinos der Fall ist, die genaue Entfernung zum Schwein. Also das heißt, ich muss halt auf eine Sau, die 50 Meter weit weg ist, auch so weit vorhalten, wie auf eine Sau, die 50 Meter weit weg ist. Und auf eine Sau, die 100 Meter weit weg ist oder 30 Meter, das entsprechende Vorhaltemaß halt anwenden. Und das kann man hiermit wirklich gut trainieren, finde ich. Das macht auch Spaß. So Erik, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I hope I can, train my shooting skills now.
Yeah, I hope so too, and I'm pretty sure you will. And that's one of the benefits, that it is fun training, and if something is fun, we tend to do it more. So yeah.
I think I will do this a lot of time the next day. Also Leute, wir haben es jetzt in Betrieb genommen, schon ein bisschen geschossen, jetzt müssen Paul und ich natürlich ein bisschen trainieren. Natürlich gibt es jetzt die Frage, oder steht die Frage im Raum, was kostet der ganze Spaß eigentlich? So Erik, what's the price for the game?
For our kit, which is ordered via our website, so gaim.com, we ship to Germany as well, 490 euros for the starting package.
Okay, also der Schaft mit dem Spiel und der App kostet 490 Euro und ist auf der Webseite von Gaim zu bestellen. Und das ist die VR-Brille von Oculus. And what is the price for the Oculus system?
Roughly 400 euros.
Okay.
For the Oculus.
So for around 900 euros you have the complete set at home.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it's also important to remember the Oculus can obviously be used for loads of other stuff. If you have the family at home, it's a game console. Yeah.
You can even watch movies on it, I think.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also mit der VR-Brille kann man halt viel mehr machen als so dieses Spiel spielen. Man kann andere Spiele spielen, Filme gucken, was auch immer. Und beides zusammen kriegt man für 890 Euro. Und dafür denke ich, wenn man gerade ein Jägerhaushalt ist, ist es auf jeden Fall dann doch ein erschwinglicher Spaß. Und ein gutes Training. Okay. I will go on my driven hunts.
I move away.
Peace.